What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video here on the SharpDiv YouTube channel, and as you can see, I am joined by the man here, Ryan118. Do you want to tell the people, if they don't know you, who you are?
Well, I'm Ryan118, as you've already said.
What do you do, Ryan?
Celtic YouTuber, as you know, so in this video I'm sure that some opinions will be, thrown across that you might not agree with.
As you know, the ego in the boy, honestly.
And the people might not agree with, but you know what? I'm ready to challenge your views, you're ready to challenge my views. I think it's going to be quite fun.
There is going to be a potential of views just being completely contrasting, and the same for the people in the comment section below, so obviously get involved down there. As you can tell probably from the title, we're doing another episode of Old Firm Rivals. This is the third episode, and it's like the third episode in about 18 months. I think that's when this series started.
I know, it's been a long way since the first one.
I've just been very lazy and getting organised, but it always goes doing well on the channel, so I thought we'd do another one in a day. We're going to do it between Alfredo Morelos and
Odsonne Edouard.
Is that how you say it?
Odsonne Edouard.
Odsonne Edouard.
Edouard. You've got to put the French
Edouard.
in it. Edouard.
Right, okay.
You've got to get it right.
Right. So we're going to be using the FIFA attributes, is that what you call it?
FIFA stats.
FIFA stats. We're going to be going off them, and we're going to be scoring Morelos and Edouard out of 100. We'll start off with passing. So Ryan, would you like to kick us off? What have you done for both guys for passing?
The last one I thought was one of the more difficult ones to decide. As a striker passing, isn't it? The main thing you're looking at. But both of them, they get assists. They've got their part to play. So I did decide on 2 scores. Do you want me to go ahead with any?
On you go, son. Just give the both of them.
I'll give the both.
In fact, give one, and then I'll do it, and then you do it, and then
right, so for Alfredo Morelos,
okay,
I've decided to go with a score of passing of 60 out of 100.
60 out of 100? 60
out of 100, just because and it's difficult. I think you'll agree with me in this, you see Morelos far more than what I do. You see 90 minutes, 38 times a season, if you can. And I see Edouard, at the same amount of time.
Or more,
so it's hard to judge. You don't see it the whole 90 minutes to judge, but from glimpses of Morelos, what I've seen, sometimes he can be a wee bit too greedy. And it's the same with Edouard. Both forwards like to be selfish, they like to take their chances, but Edouard's got that kind of hold up play to his game. He looks for it, he's quite creative, he sees the men coming in from wide. It reminds me a lot of what Mr. Dembele used to do with that kind of,
So what have you gave the man? What have you gave Edouard? You gave Morelos a 60, what have you gave
I've not went
Edouard?
Too extreme here. I think I've tried to keep it as fair as possible. I've gave Edouard a 70. Just for the fact that right now, on this season, Edouard has ranked up 4 more assists than Morelos.
Fair play.
Right now. So I think 70 versus 60 isn't too harsh on Morelos.
Right, okay. We're actually quite close in this.
Well,
and as you say, strikers are not known for their passing. If you've got a striker that's better at passing and shooting, they're probably in the wrong position, aren't they? And I've actually went for slightly higher than you with Morelos, and I've given him a 63.
Fair play. That's quite close.
No... What I've seen from Morelos, and especially this season, but the last season he always gets better, Morelos, I think, but this season his switch of plays have been really good, and his link-up play has been much better, and he still gives the ball away. As we saw last night in one of the Europa League games, he put Poto through at one point. He genuinely passed it back. So I don't think passing is his biggest strong point, so I've went ahead and gave him a 63. So only 3 marks more than yourself. And with Edouard, this is something I think he is a bit better at, and I've given him a 70. I've given Edouard a 70 as well.
That's quite close. Both of us have been
because
really similar.
I think that Edouard's quite a good technical player.
Definitely.
He's good. He's got a good touch. He's good at passing. He's good linking up. Morelos is good at linking up as well, but I just think that Edouard's a wee bit more defined with it. And with his experience out in the left wing at times as well, he's needed to have that in his game. So that's what I've went with that. So pretty close on that one. Let us know what you think, obviously, in the comment section. Right, let's see. What should we do for the next one? Have I got next in my notice? I've got physicality next also. Go for physicality?
Then, right, that's fine. I'll go for physicality.
Right, okay. The next section that we are going to go... Oh, I'll do that again. I'll just get my scores first. Oh, this is... The next section that we're going with is physicality. So how strong is a player? Can he hold players off? Can he beat people in the air and all that type of stuff? And I have given Morelos a really high score. Turn your phone off, big man.
Didn't even realise that. I would have went on just... that was me.
I thought that was in my head for a second. That sound. Do you know what that sound I think was? People subscribing to this channel. Actually. So... You heard here first. So Morelos, I have gave a very high score. In fact, the highest out of any other score that I've got. It's an 88.
88?
I have gave
That's
Morelos...
Fenway levels right there.
No, he's a 99, man. He's a 99 or 100. I have gave Alfredo Morelos an 88. His ability to hold defenders off, they just bounce off him at times. And what I also love about him is that when he gets tackled, although he might roll a bit, the guy's never injured. He always gets back up, he always plays on, and he always gets stuck right in. So I've given him an 88. I think he's absolutely solid. And Edouard, I've given a 53.
53? As low as 53?
A 53. Let me double check. I'm positive.
53?
I might have got that messed up, but I have indeed gave me it. I've gave Edouard a 53.
That's low.
I think he is strong on the ball as well, but I just don't see. And he plays a lot differently. He plays a lot differently to Alfredo Morelos. He doesn't really. He's not a type of striker that is batting into other defenders. He's usually got 3 or 4 yards between him and the defender, and he's running at defenders, or he's running him behind. So, as I say, I don't see as much of him. But what I have saw, yes, he's not easily bullied off the ball but it's not really part of his game that you don't see. So I've given him a 53, pretty low. But what's your thoughts on that? Have you given him a bit higher?
Do you know what? I have given him a bit higher. I've not went too much higher because...
See if you say a 55 or something, I'm just going to be...
Why would I give it a 55? Why would I do
Subliminal messaging.
Anyway, Edouard, I have decided, I echo a lot of what you're saying there. I went a bit higher, I've given Edouard 65. 65. He's a big guy, he's big, he's got a lot of muscle to him, but he has got the odd tendency, if a defender comes in, Edouard has got a wee bit of tendency maybe throwing himself to the ground, he gets down, he likes to look for the foul.
So that's the sort of stuff I've saw, so obviously that's what I'm doing.
I mean, over the course of 90 minutes, still a big guy strong, so I've not went as low as 53, but 65 is what I've went with, because he still gets up, you see him going up for headers and such, but he can definitely, I think, especially if you ask a lot of the older Celtic fans, he's very lazy. So sometimes the ball comes in. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think he's lazy at all. I think he's very hard worker, the best player in the country in my opinion. But
Jesus Christ, why are we getting there already? We're only talking about physicality and you're chanting the odds.
Right, well, we'll get on to that, but I've gave him 65.
Jesus,
65.
best player in the country.
Well, you know what, we'll come on there. And Morelos, I have decided to go with, let me just double check, I think I gave him quite high as well. I gave Morelos an 80.
An 80, so that's actually...
I gave Morelos
that is
an 80.
about 10
and I can already
right?
tell the Celtic fans are going to be frustrated saying I've gave into or something, but no, Morelos, look, as much as I agree with you, he does get a bit rolling and the fire and stuff like that, but he's definitely better at getting up, getting stuck into defenders, bullying on through, bullying's maybe not the right word, but
he does bully a lot of defenders to be fair.
He gets through it and he definitely sticks in a lot more than what Edouard does, and that's not me saying Edouard doesn't at all. I just think Morelos does it more and does it better. And an example last night's in the Europa League game, he's rising above defenders who are taller than him, he win headers and stuff like that. He's a physical player.
And he's only getting better as well.
And he is only getting better. That's it, because a couple of years ago if we sat down and made this video, I don't think I would have been as kind to Morelos as what I've been just now.
Well, he was a younger guy, and he's full out, he's got fitter.
He's got more mature as well, there's a lot of things that have improved in his game. So 80 against 65, I think is quite fair.
We're really close at the moment.
We are quite close.
It's worrying. And obviously all these scores were done, like Ryan done his last night, I done mine last night, so I've not influenced him in any way. That's just his opinion. He thinks that Morelos is a tank. That's it.
He's a bit of a tank. He's a wee guy, but for a wee guy...
For a wee guy as a tank. I met him at Glasgow Airport one time and it's the eyes of the guy's head, honestly.
It is like...
He is a buffalo, he just is.
Yeah, you can tell that just for looking at the screen. That is some size of head.
He's taller as well in person.
Is he?
I don't know if it's just because I'm a midget.
Maybe it's just when he's beside or the centre halves and that, you think.
Aye, probably because they're big units. He's just a bigger unit, as Ryan's already told you. Alright, we'll move on to the next one then. I've got for the next one... I've got shooting.
Don't know if you want to leave that one till a bit later on. I'll just go to the list that you gave me.
Aye, alright. Of course you did. I keep getting dead surprised that you have got the same as me, and it's just because I sent you the list. Right, we'll skip shooting then, because I think that is pretty much one of the most important things for a striker. So we'll move on to dribbling then.
Okay.
With dribbling, we'll get right into it. I've given Morelos a 75.
75.
So I think that's still a decent score.
Right.
It's like a 7.5 out of 10 if you like, and
exactly.
he can only get better. The reason why I've not gave him as high is because sometimes when he does get the ball and he's got too much time to think about it, he just kicks it out of the park. He does that quite frequently. But see, when he's like going at it and he's running at defenders, he's unstoppable, especially domestically. And we're now seeing it in the European stage as well. When he gets the ball and he just runs at defenders, nothing fancy, just quick, blistering pace or whatever and power, he gets past most.
Because you're looking at two very quick players, two very quick and powerful players, as you just said. And the dribbling, I can see with Morelos the slight. I don't think he's maybe got the same.
No,
sort of
he's an out and out
technique as what.
Yeah, he's an out and out striker. I already spoke about Edouard's experience playing left wing, and he's needed to have a wee bit more about him in terms of some skill, some nicer touches, and for that reason, I have gave Edouard an 86. 86. So I've gave him a pretty high score, and that's because when I've seen Edouard play, that is one of his strongest attributes, in my opinion. And when he's running at defenders, again, especially domestically, he beats them more than most. We've seen him score a number of goals in the Old Firm, especially one that rings to mind that I don't really want to ring to mind. It's right in the back of the mind, like it's buried very, very deep. But the goal where he came on off the bench and he made it 3-2 at Ibrox.
Right there.
That was
seeing it right now.
That came for the left wing. It was a cut in with some nice touches, good dribbling, and he puts it in the net. So I've gave him a pretty high score. But again, I've got 10 in it between the two, and I think Morelos can always get better at this too.
That's fair.
So what you saying?
I am going for dribbling wise. I have went the same path as you. I've gave Morelos a lesser score than Edouard. What did you give Morelos again?
I gave Morelos a 75.
75. Well, I have went 5 less than you, and I've gave him 70.
Ooh.
Because one thing I took into consideration, because it was, I expected it to be a kind of start of its own. I thought, well, we're going to go with pace. And we didn't, so I kind of attributed pace into this. I think if it was just dribbling, I might have dropped in a wee bit Morelos.
Aye,
but I've added
that far?
No too far. I wouldn't have been too harsh on him. But because I was bringing pace into it, Morelos is very fast. He causes defenders a lot of problems. He's good at getting by defenders and making life difficult for them. So I did go with that score for him. But Edouard, he is, as you've said, he's got that experience of playing on the left wing. He's just got so much skill with the ball at his feet, his first touch and everything when it comes in. It's tremendous. He's so good at just cushioning the ball, taking it on, and he causes defenders, there's lots of problems in their mind because they don't know what he's going to do with the ball. And he can take it anywhere.
There's nothing too fancy as well with both players, I don't think. Both players are just, as you say, they've got a good bit of pace about them, and it's that acceleration, initial acceleration. I think Morelos probably, for me, pips on that acceleration, but Edouard, when he gets the ball, usually, as I say, he is facing the defender. He's got more yards, like he's got time to think, and he's more like skilled as he does that. Whereas Morelos, acceleration wise, he just takes a touch, and like defenders are not expecting it. It just goes poof, and he's away. Seen it straight away in the Old Firm game as well. As soon as Morelos came on, one touch and boom, he's away. Wasn't he the greatest finish, but that's the sort of stuff that Morelos can do. But just no fine tune for me yet for Edouard, because of his experience in the left wing.
And my Edouard's score, just to double check, I'm sure I know off the top of my head, but just to double check it, for the dribbling I have gone with 80.
80.
So 70.
So you went lower than me
70
as well.
I did. I think. I don't.
But pretty much the same difference.
Aye.
So pretty much the same
there's
difference.
not too much there. I don't think I've went as high for the main reason that he's got so many good players around him that can dribble with the ball, that supply him and make his job a lot easier. So he doesn't have to carry it all the time because he's got players like Forrest, Elyounoussi, Christie, who can all take that ball as far forward as he needs it just to get a finishing touch. But if he is asked to dribble with the ball a long way, he's going to do it with ease. So 80 I think is fair for Edouard.
Fair dues. Right, we'll move on to the next one. This one's pretty irrelevant for a striker, but it's defending. And the reason we've got this in obviously is because we're going off like the FIFA statistics. Yes, we're going off them. So we'll just get right into it. For me, I went for a 34 for Edouard.
Right.
Because he doesn't really offer anything, does he, defensively? Maybe even at corners.
As you'd expect for forward.
As you would expect. Of course, you're expecting that for a forward. And I've went a bit higher with Morelos. I've gave him a 55. The reason I've gave him a 55, no Ryan, because it's happening this season. The reason I've gave him a 55 is that Morelos is kind of a key part for Rangers as well when defending from corners. Because he will be maybe on the front post, he'll be spare somewhere. And he gets a good amount of headers away for the box. So that's why I've put him a bit higher and I've gave him a 55.
Right, that's fair, because I do agree with that. I think you don't expect Edouard to be in the box. You shouldn't expect anyone to be in the box. I don't think that's our main
so it's
thing.
just for set pieces really that this comes into play. Because
exactly.
if we went on tackling, like when does Edouard tackle? I don't think I've ever seen him done a tackle. In Morelos, his tackling is my decades.
He'll try.
It gives me nightmares.
He'll try.
He tries. 100% tries, but he's a forward and he does forward tackles. But he's up to that 55 for me. 55 because the corners.
Well, I have went really, really low for Edouard. I have gave him a 20.
You've given him a 20?
I have gave him a 20.
Oh my god!
I've gave him a 20 because, as we've already said, forwards aren't made to defend. And I wasn't too sure.
But a 20 is funny.
It was trying to, as I've already discussed with you, this was really hard to like.
It's like he's not there. He's like ghost.
We're trying to work out like the level of 0 to 100. Is it like Ronaldo to Messi 100? Is it Edouard Morelos 100? So I went with 20. I think it's FIFA or something.
I've kind of contextualised it. I've contextualised it to kind of get him a bit higher and relating it more to the players they play against in Scotland. So I think that's what both of us have done.
So I went with 20 for Edouard, but don't worry, I've no flattered Morelos too much. But he certainly is better because I think he does get stuck in a bit more with the tackles and such. Might not be great tackles. In fact, it could be shocking tackles. But I went with 35.
You give him a 35.
For Morelos. I think both of them I've kept relatively low because we're talking about forwards. But Morelos is a man you'd see back more than what you'd see Edouard. So I think it would only be fair if I rated Morelos higher on that
statistic. I love that word.
It's a lovely word.
Statistic.
It's got a nice, just comes out clear. Statistic.
You know. Right. We'll move on to shooting now, which is probably one of the most important parts about a striker. And because this is where finishing comes into play as well, doesn't it?
This was really difficult.
This was also really difficult
try
for me.
To work out the levels of both of them. It was just so hard to be,
Yeah.
You go ahead, you know what you're saying.
Difficult one for me, obviously. I personally think before I gave my scores, some people might not like this, but I think that Edouard's probably the best finisher out of the two. But I think that Morelos is by far the better goal scorer, in my opinion. He does more in the 90 minutes. He creates a lot of chances for himself. He has 6-8 chances a game that he can put away. But his conversion rate isn't as high as Edouard. He needs probably 1 or 2 chances and he puts it in the net. But Morelos, for that fact, gets more goals. And he's always getting better at his finishing as well. It was very, very raw. He's a raw player, very raw. Something that I've always highlighted about Morelos is that he grew up in a very poor village. He wasn't there to get the best nutritional advice, the best coaching. Then he goes to Finland with Helsinki. And really, I feel like he's only now just getting the right facilities to become the player that he wants to be, whereas Edouard has went through PSG's full youth academy. Credit to him, he was good enough to be there, so he deserves to get that sort of coaching. But I think that's why he has a wee bit more fine-tuned in terms of the finishing, and Morelos is just working really, really hard to get back up there. But anyway, I may as well give my scorelines now. I've gave your man Edouard an 86.
86, that's nice.
Right, so finishing, I think he's up there in the league. He scores some amount of goals.
And I've seen it.
He might not be top goal scorer, but he scores a lot of goals. He'll be Celtic's top goal scorer. I don't think he'll be top goal scorer in the country, but he scores a lot of goals. Good finisher. And the reason I've put him a bit higher than Morelos, which is an 82 that I've given Morelos, is for like his free kick ability. So his free kick ability is decent, and that's what's pipped it for me just ahead of Morelos. So I've given Morelos an 82. Again, scores a lot of goals. Finishing is just getting better and better. But if he could add a wee bit more to his game, maybe goals for outside the box, being something, free kicks, then I would have him high on the list. But if he gets his finishing better also, with the amount of goals he scores, there's potential, which we'll go on to, which is the last one. Potential can be so much higher for that.
It is a very, very close call between the two, because Morelos, as I said, if this was 2 years ago, I wouldn't be sitting in the same situation, but just watching the development of Morelos over the last couple of years he's changed dramatically. His scoring ability is great. The two things that have swung it in, and I'm going to say that I've gave Edouard a higher score, the two things that have swung it in the direction of Edouard for me personally are, number one, what you've already touched on, which I was actually going to, I didn't think you would bring it up, but you did, so the free kick ability.
I think some bias, man.
I don't think you're biased, I just didn't think you'd bring it up because
I don't know the game. What do you think?
I thought it was one of these things that just escaped your mind.
What, the free kicks?
Well, not just I don't know. Free kicks for France.
He scored
and
free
such,
kicks, didn't
he?
Free kicks for France under 21s. Let's get that right.
It's still a free kick.
It's a free kick, but let's get that right.
There's not much that can change in an under 21s.
I know that, but let's not talk about statistics in the under 21s, right?
But just
Jesus.
Tremendous free kick ability. Almost tremendous, that's a bit far. But
good free kick ability for the level that he's playing against.
The second thing that swung it for me.
If that transpires into a higher division or whatever, then we'll see. We'll see how good he is as a free kick. Bruno Alves was banging them in the FPL. Like, come on.
The second thing that swung it for me was the Old Firm games. The shooting in the Old Firm games. Morelos yet to score in those, and he's missed a good fair share of chances. Like that big game.
No in recent times. Morelos
the settles haven't been quite there, but he's still no.
This is a guy. We've already spoke about the man's like progression in the last few years. Came at Rangers very, very raw. The first game I thought he played against Celtic, he bullied the defenders, as you remember. I think Celtic won 1-0 maybe in the game. Didn't get the opportunities. He's playing a very poor team. Like that full Pedro Caixinha business was absolute garbage. Moving on to the first Gerrard game, missed a lot of chances in the game, the 0-0 game.
See, that's what I'm
where there was some good saves. That was an incredible goalkeeping performance I thought that day from Craig Gordon. And the only real one I think he's really let himself down in was that one where he fucking absolutely missed that sitter. You know the one
I don't think you want to clip it. I was going to say.
But since then, I mean, he never played the first game. We'll see.
That's right, yeah.
Morelos is a new player this year. We will see, and I don't think that should be something that's hung at his head.
I don't think it's
100% don't. He's scoring against better teams. So
I know exactly scoring in Europe, and
it's just about that chance.
It's not swung it massively for me. It's just a couple of marks here and there, like. You look at the Edouard goal he scored at...
So what is your marks actually if you gave them?
I've not gave them yet, so let's get on to it. So I have decided to go with Morelos shooting 80.
80?
I'll give him a firm 80. Because he's finished, even the goal he scored last night.
That was a beautiful finish.
A tremendous finish. There is no denying that he is a tremendous goal scorer, but it is those missed chances, and the ones that certainly come to my mind first are the ones against Celtic, where he could have put it in the back of the net. And Edouard, I have given. Let me just check.
But that's pretty much all you've seen as well.
I know.
You know what I mean? So that you're going to use that against him. You're going to. But I've seen him much more than that. I know. And
that's as well. You just kind of going through Twitter and from your own opinions and such. You do kind of rack up this. I have missed that blah blah for time to time. But Edouard, I have gone with a score of 88.
88. Now that is a high.
Because
that's some high
pattern. Free kicks added in there, tremendous finishing ability. He can curl the ball, he can spin the ball, he can do anything he wants to put it past the goalkeeper. Cracking at taking a penalty whenever he's asked.
I mean, how many goals would Alfredo Morelos have if he was on pens?
Absolutely.
Oh my days! Penalty Rangers.
If just put it this way as well, I'll say this for a fact, just to keep the people in the comments happy. If Morelos' conversion rate was as good as Edouard's, we'd definitely be looking at a higher score for Morelos.
We're doing about 60 goals a season if his conversion rate was the same. Jesus Christ.
Definitely higher. So
100%.
I'm trying to keep things, relatively.
Also, that's the thing. If Morelos was on penalties and we're getting them into the equation, I'd have him higher as well. But doesn't he have hit penalties? I think he's hit one penalty for Rangers and scored it.
In fairness, like the majority of the time, you're looking.
But I think he's had a few, but Edouard, hasn't he?
A couple here and there, I'm sure. I couldn't give you the exact statistic of when these. That's
the key word in this episode. Statistic.
I think we should just title the video.
Statistic. Nobody will watch.
But I think I've kept it quite close. I mean, it's a difference of 8.
I think that's a bit harsh.
You think so?
A difference of 8, I think it's too harsh, honestly. I don't think there's that much between the two in terms of shooting. Especially when one, I think, is superior in terms of scoring goals.
I think long range ability, Edouard is certainly better as well.
And this all comes, because, see, to be quite honest, I think that his future lies at left wing. No for Celtic.
I think so.
I do. I think his future lies at left wing. Personally.
I see him being a goal.
I think that's where I see him being his best.
Unless he's back with Musa, then maybe he'll go to the left wing.
I don't think he's going to get back with Musa.
Maybe one day. Maybe in the France team.
Behave yourself.
Yeah.
Behave yourself.
We'll get on it when we talk about potential.
Dembele, yes. Right now it's very, very early doors. Especially France are such a strong outfit. A very, very strong outfit. I'm pretty sure that you must think that he is going to get into there, because he told me you had a very high score for potential for somebody. So would you like to give us your potential scores then?
Potential scores now. This was the potential was quite difficult to determine. We never really spoke about it, so I wasn't too sure if it was potential in their full career or potential within, you know, Celtic and Rangers and blah blah blah. I have went with the rest of their careers.
That's what
I went with the rest of their careers, and the reason I've went very high with Edouard is because he's a player who I see as kind of sky's the limit, and I've went with 90 for Edouard. I think and we've already, and it's all paper talk, there's no truth to it, but you know, after the kind of international break there where he played for the under-21s, there was sort of 5 top Premier League teams like Edouard, blah blah. Don't believe any of it. But Edouard, I do believe, will not be at Celtic next year. Next season, I think Edouard will be gone, and that's because he'll be taking that next step, whether it be to the Premier League, whether it be what Musa done.
There's a Polish coming for you, mate.
Yeah, leave. But no, look. The next step's going to take in Edouard's career next year. We're going to get a lot of money for him, and I think he'll keep up that ability wherever he goes. And that's why I went 90.
These are videos in themselves in terms of how much are both players worth and potential
you could
as
speak
well.
All day about
you
this.
could speak all day long. Something I've seen a lot is that a lot of Celtic fans will say Morelos is absolute garbage, and a lot of Rangers fans will say Edouard's absolute garbage, when in actuality the two of them are really, really talented, and as you say, the sky's the limit. I think. For
both of them, there is a potential, there is a career, there is a.
Definitely.
They're going to
and I struggle to see where he's going to. I just don't know where Edouard's going to fit in as striker, like a top team.
I think he'll do well. I honestly.
I don't know where.
You look at a team like Man United now who are struggling for goals. Edouard would
solve
the problem, doesn't he?
No, he wouldn't.
I think he would.
Edouard would solve Man United's problem.
I mean, it's single-handedly walking into the team.
But Edouard is a similar player to Rashford in that sense. But Edouard's a similar player to Rashford.
Not to the same extent. I know he has played out in the left and he can be used as a winger, but he's certainly a more clinical sort of
finisher.
Aye. He's got that more.
He's a clinical finisher.
Aye. So Edouard, I've gone with 90 because I think he will, honestly, and I'm trying to keep bias out of it, I just can see him hitting not the top. I don't think he's going to be like the best striker in Europe or anything like that. Save that for Musa. But like, I think he will hit the big teams. I really do. Morelos, so I've not been harsh on Morelos.
I need to save you here, man. What have you given Morelos?
I've not been harsh. I've gone with. I'm thinking about not nudging it up a couple to keep it fairer.
What, you just get
78.
78. 78 and a 90 for Edouard.
Alright, I'll move it up to 88.
Are you on crack?
No,
Jesus, man.
I think Morelos is going to be a player who.
I'll give a fairer opinion then. I have gave Edouard an 85 and I've gave Morelos an 88.
You went higher than Morelos?
I have indeed.
Oh.
I've went higher for Morelos for the mere fact that season on season, Alfredo Morelos gets better and he puts more and more gaps between him and a lot of other players domestically within Scotland. He's always getting better. He does it European. He's now an international. If he can start doing that for Colombia and no Colombia under 21s, then
you've got to remember.
I think both of them are close.
You can take it. Look at the France team.
They're close.
Look at the competition.
No, exactly. I know, but I'm just using that one because it's funny. Because everybody went after Tits because he played well for the under 21s when Stephen Davis was strolling it against Netherlands. Know what I mean?
You've got to give the guy props. You've got to be, you know.
No, I'm not giving anybody props for under 21 football, mate. That ain't happening.
There's still a lot of good players though. Like,
no,
in
fair
that France team, you know,
very good. Right, well, I'm giving Niko Katic credit as well.
Oh, there you go.
The best centre half in under 21s football, Niko Katic.
Aye.
He's got to tell his grandmans about that.
Aye, Christopher Ayer.
He's
actually in the senior team now.
What happened to him since Friends, man? He's not been the same.
He was alright last night. But anyway, no, back with
nervous.
The reason I went for 75, the guy who scored the last minute.
This is getting naughty because of your ratings. No, 78. Look, I ain't accepting that. That is bullshit.
I'll bump up to 80 and I'll bump up to 80 and that's a difference of 10. If you
84 and we've got a deal.
Let's look at it like this, right? If I give Morelos an 8 and I give Edouard a 9, that's a difference of 1 if you looked at it.
I know, but we're doing it at 100 and you should be doing 8.1, 8.2. So we're doing it at 100. You've gave him a 78, a 70.
Look, I just think Morelos,
I'm
putting it in this term, if both of them move into the Premier League, right, just say both of them take that move, the route to England.
I don't see Edouard the Premier League.
You really don't?
I don't.
I think if both of them move to...
I probably don't see Morelos at the Premier League yet either. I'd like to see Morelos maybe go to Bundesliga or something like that. I wouldn't like to see him go anywhere.
If I was their agents, I'd be endorsing them to move to the Bundesliga. I'd be telling them, go there, move to the Bundesliga, move to France. I'd be saying save the Premier League, because you see so many players move to the Premier League, their careers are killed. You know, for all these big fees,
it's all about money. I mean, look, Batshuayi, I know we're getting on to a new thing. Batshuayi went to Dortmund, was killing it, and then went to Crystal Palace. Jesus, what are you doing, man?
Exactly, but if you look at it, if I'm using the Premier League scale because it's nice and laid out. I think if Edouard goes to the Premier League when he's mature in his career, he's in his late 20s, 25 to 28, I can see him playing for a top 4 side. Morelos, I can see just a little bit below a Leicester type team, scoring.
It's annoying because we were on one now. We were going for it.
I know, and then the camera cut
out.
I
was seeing overall something.
Overall, and then
and it just cut out, and now it's just mind farted in my brain as well. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So overall, statistically, if you add up all the stats, I've got Alfredo Morelos narrowly ahead of Odsonne Edouard. So I think I've got Edouard probably by a country mile after that last one.
We'll have to do the maths to get to it exactly.
I'll do the maths in the edit, why not?
In the grand scheme of things,
Jesus,
I've kept it quite narrow, I think, throughout the whole video, and I've given Morelos a couple of statistics. The win for him, so I think I've kept it quite close. It's the potential that swung it for me, and that's just purely my belief.
Fair dues. That's what he believes in.
And we'll see. Do you want to see in 10 years' time? We'll sit back down in this very spot. We'll get the red, the blue chair. Why am I on the blue chair? We'll get these chairs out, and we will we'll review the.
We'll get these exact chairs out in this exact space, and we'll do this on YouTube again.
If YouTube is still
you'll probably have like 5 wins by that point.
5?
Aye.
Oh Jesus.
You'll have 5 and I'll have 5.
Ambitious. Oh, Jesus.
Alright, we'll call it a day there then. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're new here, please subscribe. Obviously Ryan makes videos as well if you're into that sort of stuff. He'll be in the top line of the description as well. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
We'll need to do another one of these because that was feisty.
That was.
That got really feisty at the end.
I'm sure you've got a plan for the next one.
78. Oh, aye.
That'll be good.
We've got plenty more to come. But that was feisty.
That was feisty.
Okay, bastard. Right, we're out. Catch you.
All my weakness keep on lingering.